End of the week. Let's get some stretching done and head into the weekend with a win. All right, so going to start off with our shoulder stretches. So we're going to be on our knees or on our toes, and we're going to be stretching at the back of our shoulders, driving our head down and slightly back, kind of trying to get our forehead as close to our knees as we can. That's the cue that I find helps me. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds and then release. And we're going to do another one of those. Good. And if we want to feel a slightly bigger stretch, we can come up on our toes. You don't have to have straight legs, but you can if you want. But you can have bent legs. And just do the same thing, forehead as close to our knees as we can get. Feel that stretch in the back of our shoulders. And release. Hang out for a couple of seconds and we'll go again. Last one. Good. And come down. Whew. Shake out your shoulders, shake out your arms, your hands, your wrists, whatever you need. And then we're going to go into our couch stretch. So with a chair or a sofa or something, hands on our knees, and we're going to drop our head down. This time we're not trying to drop it back quite as much, we're just dropping it down, letting our arms pull behind our ears and our neck. And we're just going to hold that for a few seconds. And then we'll come up. Whew. And we're going to do that again. So just letting the weight of our head and our chest and our neck kind of fall down, but trying to keep our arms straight so that we get that nice stretch across the back of our shoulders and the top of our back. Good, and release. We'll do one more of those. Don't forget to breathe. I don't have any strong opinions on the breathing. Like, I know some yoga and Pilates folks are like, you got to breathe in this certain way. You've got to do it in when you're stretching and out when you're, whatever. I just think that your body is the smartest thing on this one. So just breathe the way that you naturally want to breathe. I think sometimes you'll find yourself holding your breath. And then once you notice that, if that still feels good, keep doing it. If it doesn't, then release. Like, just do whatever feels good. All right. So Supermans with our arms out to the side. And we're going to do a couple of reps. We'll do 4. Good. And then we're going to do arms out at 45 degrees. And then we'll do arms out in front of us. I guess one thing to talk about on those is there's no real magic to having the arms out at different points. It probably changes the amount of work your back is doing. Like, out to the side is slightly easier, out in front is the most difficult. So there's something there, but that's not kind of what I'm consciously thinking. I'm more thinking like it's just doing a little bit of extra like shoulder variation. So all of that is to say that if one of those variations feels better, like if for whatever reason the Y just feels great, do that. Like, you don't need to do the T, the Y, and the I. Just do the one that feels best. If having them out there feels best, then do that. There's no magic. I just like to change it up. I could probably try and construct an answer of like, oh, it's better because of the resistance, but it'll be made up. Might still be correct, but it would be made up. There'd be no like evidence behind it. So yeah, I guess I'm in a truth-telling mood. I'm in an anti-bullshit mood today. So there we go. All right, let's go again. And arms out in front. Whew. Already feeling warm. That's good. That was feeling nice. So we're going to do the thread the needle. So we're going to be on our hands and knees. We're going to take our right hand. We're going to reach underneath. So reach across as far as we can and come back. And reach across as far as we can and come back. Reach across as far as we can and come back. And go on the other side. Good. All right, take a little break, take a little rest. And we're going to do that again. You can come up on your knees and your feet and do a little kind of twisting. If that feels good, if that gets the blood flowing between these sets. Really, like between any of these stretches, these exercises, do whatever you like need to do to feel good. If that's standing up and shaking everything out, if it's sitting down and resting, then do that. This is recovery club. This shouldn't be the work. Like this is, it might be a little bit challenging, but this should be comfortable. And we don't want to the aim is not to leave it all on the floor before 7 a.m. The aim is to stack these on top of each other for days and weeks at a time so that we kind of start to feel good. All right, let's do another set. So we're going to reach across. And the other side. Good. All right, and now we're going to go into our cat-cows. So we're going to have an arched back and then flex. Arch and flex. Let it move in your spine. You can kind of think about doing these in a few different ways. Like, I think the cue of having a piece of string in between your shoulder blades and it's pulling you up and then lowering you can be quite helpful. Or you can think about leading from the hips, like having your hips rotate like a hinge kind of thing. That can be quite a useful cue. There's no right, there's no wrong, there's no magic here. Just do a few of those like we did. Take a couple of breaths and then we'll go again. So we're going to arch. Just trying to get some movement in our spine. Contrary to a lot of fear-mongering content that's out there, it's you shouldn't move your back like this. You shouldn't flex your spine, it's dangerous. To which I totally disagree. I think you should move your spine a lot. Because when you're doing stuff out in the real world, like picking up your groceries or picking up your kid or bending down to do some gardening or something, move a heavy rock or whatever it is you're doing, your spine isn't going to be in this super perfect position. So we want to build some resilience, getting used to moving that's generally the concept of like training for stuff. Like you don't train for a marathon by like resting loads so that you don't, get tired and put any fatigue through your legs. Like you need to acclimatize. So we're going to drop into that cobra. I'm talking a lot today, but there we go. I guess I'm in a chatty mood. So we're going to drop into that cobra, chest high, and then we're going to drop back and feel it in our back and our hips and just hang out there for a little while. And we're going to go again. And drop back. Good. All right, moving on, we're going to do our hip flexor stretch. We're going to feel it up this leg. And then we're going to take our elbow, try and touch our ankle. And we can decide to, maybe we'll hold it today for a few seconds, just as deep as we can. And then after a few seconds, we're going to take that same arm and we're going to twist behind us and come back and twist the other arm. Twist the first arm again. Ooh, yes, feeling that now. And we're going to come up. I'll do the same on the other side. So elbow to our ankle. Just going to hold it, start to feel it open up our hips. And then we're going to twist, twist, and twist the other side. Ooh, some clicking and popping today. Ooh, that's all the clicking, the popping, any of that stuff that happens can feel a little uncomfortable, but it's perfectly normal. So unless it causes you massive amounts of pain, I would say don't worry about it. It's just gas being released from your joints, which is nothing to worry about. All right, let's go straight into our deep squats. So grabbing onto a chair or sofa or something for support, we're going to just sit in that deep squat position and move about forwards, backwards. It can be quite nice to do like circles here, just to get our ankles moving, our hips moving. And then when we feel comfortable, when we're nice and balanced, let's try and take our hands off, and we can think about like driving our elbows into our hips a little bit to like separate our hips, like drive our knees out, feel that stretch in our hips. And then after a little while, we're going to put our hands on the ground. You can turn your feet more straight, and we're going to stretch out our hamstrings. So I'll show you what that looks like to camera on the next set. We'll come down. Whew. Take a couple of seconds. Shake everything out. You can do this standing, whatever feels good. We'll go again. So you'll see that when I squat, like my feet are kind of turned out nice like that. And once I've found my balance, I'm going to drive my elbows like out. You can almost do like this prayer thing, or like just knuckles in there. Whatever feels good. Just driving our knees gently out so that we start to feel that stretch. And then put my hands on the floor, and you'll see that I turn my feet more straight. I bring them in slightly, and that allows me to get a nice stretch on the back of my hamstrings. And you can just hang out here for a little while and then come up. And again, shake everything out. Couple more things to do, and then we'll call it a day. So we're going to do our split progression. So we're going to get into that split position and let our feet kind of slowly travel out. You can do with hands on a chair, on a low step, whatever you've got access to. And we're just going to let that stretch the inside of our thighs. Taking as much weight as we need to through our hands. And then once we've had enough, just come down onto our knees. The dismount can be a little tricky, so take care at that point. I don't want to see like twisted knees or ankles or anything like that. So make sure that you're doing this well within your limits. And if that's having access to a chair or a stool or something, then do that, because we don't want to. I'm very worried about myself tweaking my knee that way, because I feel like that would be something that would happen. So if you don't want to do these, then absolutely sit these out. You can do the butterfly groin stretch. You can do just splits, like sitting on the ground kind of thing, like just driving your legs as wide as you can, sitting on the ground. Whatever feels okay. But I personally like these. I like the feel of my body weight, like being used as extra resistance. You just got to be careful on the dismount. So yeah, if you want to do those sitting like this, like that's totally fine. Like if this sort of stretch feels like you're getting what you need, then do that. And you just work on kind of spreading your legs that way and putting your hands down this way. That's totally fine. Or do these as well. Do that like butterfly stretch. All right, last one is our ankles. We're nearly done for the day. So we're going to lean forward and we're going to feel it stretch out the back of our ankle. Hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to change. You can probably hear my cat in the background making a fuss, as is his want. He wants feeding. And we're going to switch legs. Boy. Ooh. That feels nice. And we're then going to change legs. Try and keep your ankle on the floor on these ones, just to prolong the stretch, or like accentuate the stretch. And we are done, and we'll give it a final check of like, how does the squat feel? Feels pretty good today. So that's good. That is Friday's Recovery Club. Thank you ever so much for joining me, those who have. And we will pick up again on Monday. Have a good one.